Hi Big Sprouts, welcome to theme class. Our theme is fall season and stories. We're learning about things that we can see and do in fall. We've talked about things like acorns. We have some acorns here, right? We learned that acorns grow on oak trees. We talked about pine cones and how those grow on pine trees, and they're food for squirrels. And we talked about leaves and why they change color, right? In fall, there's less sunlight. The days are shorter. The weather is starting to be a little bit cooler. It's actually a very important time for animals. Today, we're going to learn about animals and what they do in fall. Animals have a lot to do during fall. Let's learn about some. Now, the reason animals are so busy in fall is because they have to prepare or get ready for the winter. In winter, the next season, it's very cold. In some places, it's very snowy, and the animals cannot be out looking for food, or maybe their food is not growing. So some animals do two different things. Some animals will eat and eat and eat a lot of food and kind of store that energy inside their body so it will last through winter. But other animals will gather to collect a lot of food and save it somewhere so they can eat during fall and winter. They might save it inside trees or inside holes or in their houses. So I want to teach you a couple different animals and some very interesting things about those animals. Let's get started. Say, I can learn about fall animals. Great, here we go. I have two animals right here. They kind of look similar because they are related. They're kind of in the same family. This animal right here is a squirrel. It's a squirrel. What is it? It's a squirrel. Good. And this animal is a chipmunk. Chipmunk. It's a chipmunk. What is it? It's a chipmunk. That's right. If you can see, these animals are already looking for their food. This squirrel here has a nut in his mouth already. And actually, this chipmunk here, can you see on his face these two big round things? Those are the cheeks. Those are the chipmunk's cheeks. And they're so big like this. That's because they have food inside. They're stuffing their face, stuffing their cheeks with food, and then they're going to go save it somewhere for later. So that is something that squirrels and chipmunks do. Let's look a little bit closer at this squirrel. So you can see that the squirrel is eating a nut already has a nut in his mouth. Squirrels also eat fruits and seeds. And remember, we talked about squirrels eating pine cones. Squirrels will gather their food and put them in the ground so they can eat them later. Look at the squirrel's body. They have small, they have small ears, but their eyes are pretty big. Do you see the eyes on the side of their face? The eyes are pretty big. The eyes actually help them climb and stay safe from predators. Yeah, squirrels have to keep themselves safe, so they use their eyes to make sure no animals are coming to get them, because they need to be able to collect their food. So their big eyes keep them safe so they can find their food. Let's talk a little bit more about this cute little chipmunk. Chipmunks eat seeds and nuts and fruit. They have stripes on their bodies, so that's how they look a little bit different to squirrels. And we talked about they put their food inside their cheeks. Their cheeks become big and puffy. They put their food inside their cheeks and carry it to where they want to store them. And chipmunks are excellent tree climbers and swimmers. So chipmunks can move very fast on trees and in the water. There are two animals so far that we learned about, squirrels and chipmunks, and they collect things like nuts and seeds and fruit to prepare for the upcoming winter. Let's learn about 2 more cool animals. I want to talk about, whoa, check out that animal. Oh my goodness, what are these animals? Maybe these are new animals, maybe. I don't know if you've ever seen them before. Amazing. This is a shrew. It's a shrew. What is it? It's a shrew. Have you ever heard of that word before? It's a shrew. And this animal is a mole. It's a mole. What is it? It's a mole. That's right. Do these animals look the same or do they look different? They definitely look different, right? But actually, they live in similar places and they eat the same thing. Look at this mole here. Do you see this long, slimy, slithery looking animal? This animal is an earthworm. And moles and shrews like to eat earthworms. Yeah. Also, look at the mole's hands. They're on the side here. You can see there are a lot of claws, right? These claws, their hands are kind of turned outwards and they're kind of like paddles, but they're turned outward to help them dig. They have to dig and look for their food. So if their hands are turned outward, it's much easier for them to dig. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, that is awesome. Let's take a closer look at this mole. Yep, so he lives underground, so he can find the earthworms, which is his food. His arms or his legs right here are turned outwards, kind of like shovels to help them dig to find the food that it needs. Actually, moles have very small eyes. I don't even know if you can see them in this picture. And actually, the eyes don't work very well. But you know what? They have an excellent sense of smell and touch. So that means while the mole is looking for their food, they can't really use their eyes, but they can use their sense of smell and their sense of touch. So even if their eyes don't work very well, they can use their other senses to help them find what they need. Pretty cool. Let's look closer at this shrew. Shrews eat earthworms, like moles, but they can also eat frogs and mice and even snakes. Their bodies are very long and a little bit thin. They have a small head and a pointed snout, and it has sharp teeth. You can see one sharp tooth on its mouth. Just like moles, shrews have small eyes and they don't see very well, but they do have a good sense of hearing and smell. So again, if they want to find their food, they have to listen carefully for it and they have to smell and then they can find it. Shrews are actually also very, very busy. They move around very, very fast and they keep active all the time. So it probably helps them find those animals that might move a little bit faster. So this is a mole and this is a shrew. They look different, but they eat the same thing. They both eat earthworms. Pretty cool, right? All right, let's learn about 2 more interesting animals. I have one here. Maybe you've seen that one before, but I don't know if you've seen these ones. Now, these animals are very different, right? This is a kind of bird, and these are ants. This bird is called a woodpecker. It's a woodpecker. What is it? It's a woodpecker. That's right. And these are called honeypot ants. Have you ever heard of those animals before? They are honeypot ants. Let's learn a little bit about these ones. Look at the woodpecker. Do you see what's in the woodpecker's mouth? Do you see what is inside the trees? What are they? Yeah, they are acorns right here, right? They are acorns. Yeah, woodpeckers like acorns, and they are looking for acorns all around. And actually, they are sticking them inside this tree to save them for later. What? Woodpeckers are called woodpeckers because they have their beak right here, and they can actually peck or poke to make holes. So they're making holes here to put the acorns inside to save them for later. When maybe they don't see anymore on the ground, they can remember that they have their acorns in the tree. Let's take a closer look here at the woodpecker. Some woodpeckers eat acorns. Other woodpeckers eat fruit and insects, which they might also find on trees. Interesting facts about the woodpecker. Their foot has 2 toes, and some toes point forward and some toes point backwards. These feet help them hold on to the trees so they don't fall off while they're pecking them, looking for food or storing their food. They also have very, very strong feathers on their tail, which also helps them stay up on the trees so they don't fall off. And inside their beak, they have sticky tongues. Their tongues help them grab the insects or the fruit or the acorns to make sure that they don't drop them. Wow, sticky tongues? The animals can stick on the woodpecker's tongue. Whoa, that is super cool. What an interesting fact. The woodpecker really uses its body to help it find food. That is very amazing. Let's look here at these honeypot ants. Can you see there are 3 different parts to ants. They have 3 different body parts. They have a head, they have a thorax kind of in the middle, and then they have an abdomen at the bottom. Head, thorax, abdomen. Now, these honeypot ants right here, their abdomen, the bottom part or the end part of their body is very, very big. Looks like a big ball, right? Yeah, let's learn about these honeypot ants. So honeypot ants eat the nectar from flowers and they eat honey. Now, their abdomen is very, very big. That's because they keep their food, their honey, inside their body parts. They keep it there until the other ants need some of that food. So when some of the ants can no longer find food, they can go to these honeypot ants and they can eat some of the honey that is inside. So honeypots work together to help each other to make sure that they have enough food so they can grow and they can survive. Wow, that is amazing. Talk about some teamwork, right? Working together to help each other. That is great. So these were some of the animals and some of the things that they do in fall to make sure they have enough food so their bodies can stay healthy and strong when the weather changes. So now let's talk about some things that people like to do in fall. We learned that animals have to collect food to keep it for when they can no longer find food, when the weather is very, very cold and plants are not growing anymore. But people don't have to do that. We can get our food all year round. But there are other things that we like to do in fall. Some people like to go to the pumpkin patch, right? And they like to collect pumpkins and then make pumpkin pie. Some people like to go to an apple farm or an apple orchard and they like to pick apples and then maybe they can make apple pie. Some people just like to go outside and look around and see what they can find. That's what I did. I found some things here. So I want to go on a scavenger hunt with you. A scavenger hunt is where you try to look for things. So I'm going to put together a bunch of different fall things that we learned about, and then we're going to look for them. Are you ready? Let's go on a scavenger hunt. Are you ready? Let's go on a scavenger hunt. I have many leaves here. I have red leaves, I have green leaves, I have yellow leaves, I have orange leaves. Some leaves are even looking a little bit purple. I have a lot of leaves. Now inside these leaves, I have hid some different pictures. I have hid some pictures of pumpkins, orange pumpkins. I have hid some pictures of apples, red apples. I have also hid some pictures of acorns, small acorns. And inside here, I have also hidden some pine cones. So all of these things we learned about, right? All of these things we might see if we go outside in fall, okay? So I want us to look around and let's see what we can find, okay? You have to use your eyes, your sense of sight to see. All right, so let's look all around here. Let's look all around. Let's first try to look for apples. Let's try to look for red apples, okay? I'm gonna move my hand around. If you say an apple, you can say, I see an apple. Okay, here we go. I see an apple. Yeah! Here is an apple. Good job. What is it? It's an apple. What color is it? It's red. So it's a red apple. It's a red apple. Good job. I'm going to put my red apple here. Let's look for some more apples. Ready? I see an apple. I see another apple. Here it is. What is it? It's an apple. What color is it? It's red. Good. It's a red apple. Let's put our apple there. Let's keep looking. Apple, apple, where are you? Apple, apple, where? Oh, I see an apple. Here it is. It's a red apple. Good job. Now look closely. Do you see any more apples? No, I don't. I don't see any more apples. Let's look for pumpkins. Let's look for orange pumpkins. If you see an orange pumpkin, say, I see an orange pumpkin. Here we go. I see an orange pumpkin. Did you see it too? Oh, here it is. Here's our pumpkin. It's a pumpkin. What color is it? It's orange, so it's an orange pumpkin. Good job. Let's put our pumpkin here. Do you see any more pumpkins? Yes, I do. Let's keep looking. Pumpkin, pumpkin, where are you? Pumpkin, pumpkin, where are you? Boop! I see a pumpkin. Here it is. Here is our pumpkin. It's an orange pumpkin. Good job. Do you see any more pumpkins? No, I don't. So we found food that people eat, right? We found apples. Some people like to make apple pies. We found pumpkins. Some people like to make pumpkin pies. Both of these are fruits because they have seeds. Let's look for some other things. Let's look for some pine cones. Let's look for some pine cones. Squirrels like to eat pine cones. All right, if you see a pine cone, what do you say? I see a pine cone. All right, here we go. I see a pine cone. Here's one pine cone. It's a pine cone. What color is it? I think it's brown. There's a little bit of white. Maybe we could say it's brown and white. Ooh, big sentence. It's brown and white. It's brown and white. Good job. Let's put our pine cone there. I see another one. Let's keep looking. Oh, I see a pine cone. I see a pine cone. Here is our other pine cone. What is it? It's a pine cone. What color is it? It's brown and white. Good sentence. I love how you're trying to make longer sentences. Nice job. I see one more pine cone. Who can find it? Who can find it? Oh, I see a pine cone. Here it is. Good job. What is it? Yes, it's a pine cone. We can put the color in with the object. It's a brown and white pine cone. What is it? It's a brown and white pine cone. Oh my goodness, Big Sprouts. That is a long sentence. Awesome. I'm going to give you a high five. Boop. Good job. Okay, here's our last challenge. We need to find some acorns. We need to try to collect all the acorns as fast as we can. Okay? Look carefully. If you see it, say, I see an acorn, and I will grab it. Okay? Here we go. Ready, set, go. Bum, 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 bum. I see an acorn. I see an acorn. Oh, I see an acorn. Do you see it? Do you see more? Do you see more? Keep looking. Oh, I see an acorn. Oh, I see an acorn. Do you see any more? Do you see any more? Keep looking. Up, up. I see an acorn. Do you see any more? Do you see any more? I see one more. I see an acorn. Oh, we found them. Good job. We found some acorns. What is it? It's an acorn. This is one acorn. If we put all of our acorns together, we have more than one. So what are they? They are acorns. That's right. They are acorns. Let's make a little row of our acorns. I want us to count all of our fall items. Maybe I can scoot our beautiful, colorful leaves over here. So we can scoot our fall items we found in our scavenger hunt a little bit closer. All right. Let's take a look at our different items. We found apples. What are they? They are apples. We found pumpkins. What are they? They are pumpkins. We found pine cones. What are they? They are pine cones. And we found acorns. What are they? They are acorns. I wonder how many things we found all together. If we count everything, I wonder how many fall items we found. Can you help me count? Let's count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow! You helped me find 15 fall items. Thank you, Big Sprouts. Nice job. That was super fun learning about different fall items and learning about different fall animals. We learned about some things that animals do during fall, and we learned about some things that people do during fall. I want you to go out and enjoy the fall season. Let's see how many different fall things you can find. Have fun, Big Sprouts. See you next time.